Hey guys, welcome back. Today I had a special request to make ribs. So I have St. Louis style ribs. I have 4 racks and I'm going to prepare them 2 different ways. Okay, for the first one, for the dry rub, we are going to take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to do a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I do 2 packets of the sazon seasoning with achote. And I do a tablespoon of adobo, a teaspoon of onion powder. Mine kind of dried up before I transferred it to a jar and it's like kind of lumpy. A teaspoon of mustard powder and then a teaspoon of sweet paprika. If I was making it spicy, I would probably use smoky. And then I just kind of mix this up. This is enough for about 2 racks of ribs to coat them nicely and generously over the top, over the meat. And I'll show you how I do that in a minute. I'm gonna grab a little whisk and just kind of whisk this together. I just have this like little teeny tiny whisk, and that is perfect for blending together a spice blend like this. So typically with this mix, we coat them, cover the ribs, just like I'm saying. Instead of making it in the oven, we put them over a super hot bed of coals, directly over a campfire, and just let those go for hours. This looks like it's about a cup of mix, and this will be perfect to generously coat 2 racks of ribs. Okay, for the rib packets, I'm gonna take 3 long pieces of foil. I like to make them longer than the rack itself, so I'm hoping I get it to that point. I'm just kind of guesstimating. So I do 1 piece above, and then 1 piece below, like on the lower half, and then I'll do 1 in the middle. And that's our packet. All right, I've rinsed the ribs. Ty, I'm gonna need you to turn it off in a second. And I'm just gonna show you really quick because my camera's about to die. But I'm just cutting off the membrane back here and peeling it off, because when the ribs cook, then you don't want this stuck back there because it's kind of tough, I think. Everything that I've read, you're supposed to take this off. So you basically just get under there and kind of peel it back. It's like this little layer of skin. You just peel it all off. So I'm just gonna go through and take it all off on all of the ribs. Okay, now that I have the ribs rinsed, patted, dry really well, I'm going to start making the packs. I'm just going to pat them again because I want them to be super duper dry. Kind of like when we air fry the chicken wings. It's pretty much the same thing. So I just take a rack right into the center of my foil pouch and mix. And I want to press it in really well. We want this to be super coated. So now, yes, okay, so yeah, that's how you want to do it, because this inner one can go over and make like this little baby pouch. This outer one, you want it to be able to kind of fold down this way, nice and tight, and then roll up the sides, nice and tight, and then roll up the end, nice and tight. There. I started the oven at 300 degrees and I am going to turn it down to 250, and I'm going to let these cook for, let's see, 3 hours. So 250 for 3 hours. As I just mentioned, I am showing you the entire process for the dry rub ribs, and then I will follow up with the other style that I'm doing, but I did put everything to bake at the same time. This is going to be the process of how I finish each rib, and again, this is the dry rib process that I'm showing you. Alright guys, and there you have it. These are my dry rub ribs, and I made them in the oven and then I air fried them, coated in maple syrup to get them crispy. And I'm just going to top them now with more of that maple syrup just to give it that nice sweet spicy flavor. And these are super delicious. These are a favorite in our household. We always have them when we go camping. This is like my go-to thing that I make for everyone. So we're going to enjoy these, and then in the next clips I will show you how I make the other ribs, which are my mom's version, except I make them in the oven. For the other one, we're going to take, again, a tablespoon of adobo, and we're going to take 2 packs of sazon, and then I'm going to take a tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm going to make like a paste, and that should be good enough to coat the ribs with, and I'm just going to cover them and bake them in the oven. Okay, for the next one, it was just the adobo and sazon, and I'm just going to take equal part of olive oil, and I'm just going to do like a splash of vinegar as well, and I'm just going to make like a paste and rub that over the ribs. Okay, for this one I have to make kind of like a boat to begin with, so I'm going to just kind of disperse half of it over and rub it in really well and kind of just coat it. Once all your ribs are portioned, lay them in a baking dish just like this. And we're going to generously coat them with that Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and lay all the onions on top over. What this is going to do is make like a gravy kind of sauce, and it is absolutely amazing. The onions stew and get really soft, and if I could fit more onions into this, I would. Once you have everything in your baking dish, just cover it with aluminum foil just like this, and we're going to put it in the oven. I cranked it up to 350 and we're going to bake it for 30 minutes. And again, that's to give it enough time for those onions to kind of soften and stew, and for all those flavors to kind of meld together and make this amazing gravy with the meat. This is a very unique style of ribs that we grew up having. It's almost like a stewed version. It's falling off the bone. And then there's these like stewed onions that go with it. There's this like sauce on the bottom that we would have that was mixed into potato, and it was just super delicious with like the barbecue, or we'd have it with rice, whatever my mom was feeling at the moment. But I mean, look at this. So yep, this is the other style of ribs. This is the way we had it growing up, and it's really delicious. This is the second version. This is exactly the plate that I had growing up. It is our ribs with the onion and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue, some mashed potatoes and some corn, or we would have like green beans with what vinaigrette was that? Italian dressing. It wasn't even a vinaigrette, but yeah, that is the second ribs, and that's how we would serve it. And that's it. That's the recipe for the day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. I really took the time to make this video exactly how I hope to keep making, but I wanted to take this moment to say thank you. And if you like my content and would like to see more, please subscribe, like my channel, like my video, comment, share it, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.